If we don't listen and repent, then God will send us curses. So if we don't listen to the prophets trying to correct us, He will send us curses. Remember, the rise and fall of every nation is based on our obedience to God's law. Here's some of the curses. There's 31 blessings that I counted and 34 curses. All right? Blessings and curses. God will covenant with us. I split these up into like 4 different groups because there's a lot of them.
It's the Deuteronomy stuff.
There's Leviticus 26 and Deuteronomy 28. I will establish my covenant with you. God established His covenant with America. I will be your God and you will be my people. That was true of America when we started. I will set my tabernacle among you. He will set His judicial system and His laws among us. My soul shall not abhor you. You will be set above all nations on the earth. That happened to America. Very quickly, I might add. You will be a holy people to God. You shall be the head and not the tail in all that you do. When we breach the covenant, we receive curses. God will destroy our court system, all the high places. If you remember that from the Levitical priesthood part. That's our lower court system. God will destroy our sanctuaries, the Supreme Court. That's the federal court system. God will cut down our images, our contracts with these people, with these gods. God will reject our way of worship. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I think it relates more to our legal system than what we call worship today. If we do not repent, God will punish us 7 times more. Okay? You can kind of see where America falls on a lot of these. There are health ones as well. God will take sickness away from us. You will inherit the land. We don't own any land in America anymore, by the way. You will have rain in due season. We get drought in due season like every 7 years or so, or they last like 7 years. The land shall yield her increase. The trees of the field shall yield their fruit. There will be no famine or shortages. Do we have a water shortage still, or are we out of that?
We're out of that now.
But we've been getting some of that. All of your days, 70 years, shall be fulfilled. And that's a hard one for me. I can't get around, when it says, there shall nothing cast their young, nor be barren in thy land. The number of your days I will fulfill. If you study it with the process I use, in the Psalms, David said the number of your days are 70 years. So God is saying, I will give you 70 years of life if you're obedient to me. Well, our national average is 75. We're kind of about right. And I just have a hard time getting around that. I don't want to say that. You sound like you have a better explanation.
No, I was saying we're like over 80 now.
Oh, are we over 80? So it's hard to believe we're rising in that. I think we're getting more curses.
Maybe let's say 4 score.
Oh yeah, 80 if you're strong.
70
or 80 if you're strong. You're right. So I don't know. People don't like it when I say it that way, but I think God's promising us a long life in this. And, we got that. But then the curses come when we're disobedient. We get disease and sickness. God will appoint diseases over us. I think that's happening in America. It's rising like crazy. Heaven and earth will be unyielding. That means our fruit and our crops will not be growing. God will curse our bread production. When I have broken the staff of your bread, you will not be satisfied. That's one of my favorite verses. I'm going to go over that in just a minute. God will curse our food production and our storehouses. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. God will curse our children. Cursed shall be the fruit of your body. God will curse our livestock. You will sow your seed in vain. And God will give us insanity and blindness. These are all the curses related to health. Doesn't sound good, does it? Some statistics. The CDC, there was an article in Medscape magazine. U.S. death rates rise for many leading diseases. You can find articles all over the place how the rise of disease in America is pretty amazing. Our soil is depleted of minerals. Look at this chart from the Nutrition Security Institute. They tested from 1914 to 1997. Calcium, magnesium, and iron they tested in cabbage, lettuce, tomatoes, and spinach. These mineral counts went from 400, whatever measurement, milligrams, all the way down to about 75. Do you think that's affecting our health? This is directly related to the land Sabbath.
Yeah.
I wish I should have grabbed the study, but the Jews did a study on this. If you give your land rest, they did it in a lab. If you give your land rest every 7 years, your mineral count actually rises.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't do that, and we've never done that. And we wonder why we're getting sicker and sicker and sicker. And we look at, poison and starvation as really, that's all the diseases that there are. This is starvation. Our body is starving for minerals. You would have to eat like 8 apples to get the same mineral content as what I had as a kid. And that's sad to think about. So that's what I mean. These are national consequences because there's not a whole lot we can do about this unless you're going to grow your own food and start keeping the land Sabbath yourself.
You were a kid in 1948?
No, but I was just... You're ruining it. Just flows better that way. When my dad was a kid. Is that better? He was born in the 40s. But still, that wasn't long enough ago. The CDC recommends a 3-day supply of food. That's actually our national average. They say that every supermarket has a 3-day supply of food. Is that enough? 50 years ago, every household had a year's supply of food.
That's right.
It was just common. It was just regular practice. We don't do that today. Serious birth defects are on the rise, the CDC researcher says as well. And this one's one of my favorite, bread production. When I saw this and just made this connection, look what this verse says. And when I have broken the staff of your bread, the staff is what holds it up. It's the nutrients of your bread. 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven. Sound like Wonder White bread yet? And they shall deliver you your bread again by weight, delivered all across the nation in the same package by weight. And you shall eat and not be satisfied or nutritious. White bread is completely useless.
Yeah.
Completely useless, and that's what we're doing. This is a curse from God.
Turns into sugar in your body.
It's a waste. It's the bad carbs they're talking about. It's not written in our modern language, but I'm quite sure that's what we're doing. So if you look at these, I would pretty much say we're reaping all of these curses. Just about. Every single one is falling on America in one way or another. Then God also promised us protection. He said, you will dwell in your land safely. I will give you peace in the land. I will rid evil beasts from the land. You shall have no war in your land. You shall chase your enemies. Your enemies shall fall before you by the sword. All the people of the earth will be afraid of you. The curse, we will reap what we sow. God's protection will be gone. God will appoint terrorists over us. I will even appoint over you terror. That one's pretty real and literal today. You will be slain by your enemies, and I will set my face against you. You shall be slain before your enemies. God will destroy our national pride. Have we lost national pride in America? Any patriots out there? Patriotism is not really readily available in America today. A foreign nation shall besiege your cities. You shall be left few in number. God will bring us to national captivity. The good thing is our king will go into national captivity with us. And God will bring fear upon those in captivity, so they will be fearful when they're in captivity. And other nations shall be astonished at the destruction of your nation. We haven't reaped all of these yet, but we have some of them. God will appoint terrorists over us. I think that one's true. God will destroy our national pride. I think He's in the process of doing that. I don't know about you, but I've always been very proud of America. Just its godly heritage. Remember that law, Public Law 97-280 I wrote up there? Or I put up there? Just reading that brings tears to my eyes that we used to think like that. I will give you peace in the land. We really don't have that now that, after 9/11 or, some of the terrorist attacks that we've had. I will rid evil beasts from the land. We are actually writing laws to protect evil beasts in America. We are doing that. We should have the right to rid them from our land. Why not? Why can't I protect my chickens from a coyote? I should be able to do that. But we're actually protecting them now. You shall chase your enemies. I hate to say it, but our other nations are no longer afraid of America. And that's the last one. All the people of the earth will be afraid of you. They are not. They're boldly taunting us. This is all changing right before our eyes, and we don't recognize it. Our wealth. Your stores of goods shall not run out. I will have respect to you. I will make you fruitful and multiply. You shall gain great wealth. Blessed shall be the fruit of your body. Blessed shall be the fruit of your cattle. You shall be blessed in the city. And blessed shall you be when you come in or go out. That's referring to business, I think. You shall be blessed in everything you do. And you shall lend but not borrow. Poverty is what comes with the curses. God will curse our business, unemployment. We've been talking about unemployment a lot recently. God will send wild beasts to destroy our children and livestock. Your crops will be consumed. God will appoint cannibalism. That one scares me. I would not look forward to the time when we're eating our children.
Wow.
That hasn't happened in America, thank goodness. Adultery will be rampant. That might be they might be onto something there. Your children will be given to another people. Your money will fail and you will borrow and not lend. Look what our national debt. This is a chart from our national debt since we got rid of the gold standard.
Seems like the 40s are a time to be alive.
No, well, yeah, it was actually slightly before that, but we got rid of the gold standard in 1933, I think it was. And you can just see.
Like 17 now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but I do only public domain images, so I had to. You're limited in what pictures you can use. God will make our cities a wasteland. I don't know if that's entirely happened yet. God will bring our land to desolation, and the foreigners will rise up above you. These are all the curses I could find and all the blessings. I would say adultery being rampant is pretty prevalent in America. Your money will fail and you will borrow. We're a debtor nation.
Yeah.
By a long shot now. I will make you fruitful and multiply you. I'm living proof. I've only got 2 kids. 100 years ago, people had 10, 12, 15. It's just not very common today. God's not making us fruitful and multiplying us.
The Muslims are having
And that's what's happening. The strangers rising up.
10 kids per family.
You shall gain great wealth. No, we're not wealthy in America today. We're all in debt. Blessed shall be the fruit of your cattle. I should have grabbed a statistic, but our animal production today, the way we're raising our animals and our cattle is not healthy, is not good. They call it mad cow disease. We have that rampant in America. We just call it downer cow syndrome. Same thing. It's the exact same disease. It's okay because we don't call it mad cow disease. You shall lend but not borrow. So all of these are happening to America today. So you shall not take the name of God in vain. This is not swearing. This is ambassadorship. When America was founded, we took our ambassadorship serious. We really did. We were receiving all the blessings. In 150 years, 13 colonies became the wealthiest and most powerful nation in the world. This was done by obedience to God's law. Only 115 years. We started with 13 colonies. Question, does America take our ambassadorship serious now?
34%.
We don't even acknowledge we're a Christian or biblical nation anymore. We've almost committed that blasphemy. We're turning away saying we want something else as a nation. Not us, but as a nation. We've almost committed, we're breaking this commandment. I mean, we're right on that line, I'd say, because we're literally denying it and going somewhere else.
The last king said we weren't a Christian nation.
That's what they say. I think our Supreme Court said our religion today is secular humanism.
Right.
They're just stating the facts. I'm not knocking the Supreme Court for that. They're just saying that.
I know.
In less than 50 years, America has gone from the leading creditor nation to the leading debtor nation. This is done by disobedience to God's law. I only went through 20 of the punishments. The last one is obvious. It's the lake of fire. If we don't make that decision today, that's the final punishment. The last act that God's going to make, and it's His punishment on everybody for disobedience.